This whiskey is all about the number 5, and it could be one of the most complex releases we've seen so far in 2025. Today's pourcast is of this Cedar Ridge QuintEssential Special Release number 5, an American Single Malt whiskey from the fine folks over at Cedar Ridge Distillery out of Iowa. Now for Cedar Ridge, the number 5 isn't just a name, it's a legacy. The distillery was founded way back in 2005. The owner's last name is Quint, which also means 5, and their estate wine, which is a dessert wine, is called V, which is the Roman numeral for 5. So this 5th edition of the QuintEssential Special Release series uses, fittingly, 5 different finishing casks. Now those 5 casks are imported port casks, estate port casks, imported Madeira casks, estate V casks, which is a Madeira-inspired dessert wine, and estate Marquette wine casks, which is a wine that they make with their own red grapes. Now there is no age statement on this one, but it's bottled at 117.8 proof. Of course, as a single malt, that means it's 100% malted barley, and it checks in with an MSRP of $100. Now, while there's no age statement on this one, Master Blender Murphy Quint blended in their oldest and most expressive single malt casks. So now it's time to see whether or not it's one that you should be keeping on your radar. Ooh. That nose is really complex. First thing to me is you can definitely tell the port finish in that with a lot of those dark red fruits and some berries. I even get more of like a plum to that. There's also some smokiness to this. You can certainly get some of the peat that was within those Marquette wine casks, but it's not overpowering. It's almost like a slightly burnt toast, along with that sulfuric after smell that you would get after a fireworks show. And I also get some nice milk chocolate coming through at the end as well. Overall, a very complex and enjoyable nose. Now let's see how it drinks. Damn, that's pretty good. For perspective, last year's Cigar Project finished as my 11th best whiskey of 2024, and this one is certainly on par with that. It is a very unique and complex palate. I've got some sweet and some savory to it. The sweet comes in the form of like a berry cobbler with some sweet red fruits, along with like a fig Newton. Then you start to get a little hint of that smokiness from the peatedness, but overall it's not overpowering. There's almost like a cherry note, as if it was like a smoked old-fashioned cherry, if that makes sense. On the finish, I get more of that smoke along with some dark chocolate and a little bit more of those red fruits. Altogether, this is a very enjoyable pour, and for me, it scores an 8.5 out of 10 on my lightning counter rating scale, which puts it right there into the middle of the great category, and right now would be within my top 15 for the best bourbons and whiskeys so far in 2025. As I mentioned, I loved last year's batch, and I think this year's is just as good, maybe even better. I think Murphy Quint knocked it out of the park yet again. Cedar Ridge is killing it in all aspects with everything they've been doing lately, so if you don't know about them, they're definitely a brand that you're going to want to keep on your radar. Now I want to know, do you enjoy single malts? Drop your favorites in the comments below, and don't forget, it's always whiskey weather.